In the blog post page, you clearly see that we should have a header, an author info, and a social sharing sections. Okay, so let's head to the post page. Gonna close this post page, and let's start implementing. Over here, we should have a header. So I'm gonna create a header, and I'm gonna give it a class. I'm gonna say here post page header. Okay, awesome. And now I'm gonna put over here, I'm gonna create a header. I'm gonna put a text. This is the blog post header. Okay, awesome. Now we have to work on the author info section. So I'm gonna create a div, and inside the div, I'm gonna create. Here it clearly states you should have a name, title, current company or school, short bio, and an avatar. Okay, so let's start with the name. So let's say name. Let's say John Smith. Okay, and sorry, and let's say title is gonna be front and developer. And let's create the current company or school. Current company or school. Let's say he works at Google. Okay. And for the short bio, let's say John is a front end developer who loves coding and traveling and pizzas. Let's say pizza. Okay. Now let's work on the avatar. So your avatar is going to be probably an image. So I'm going to create a figure. And I'm going to say here image. Of course, we're going to work on this. And figure caption. You want to have the figure caption. This is John's avatar. Okay. Now for the image, I'm going to go to the Pixabay and I'm gonna search for avatar. I'm gonna hit enter. I'm gonna wait for it to download. And over here, I'm gonna quickly scan and I would probably take this as John's avatar. This is general, so it's good. I'm gonna take the smaller size, download. And I'm gonna write here John. No, let's call it avatar. Okay, awesome. And over here, I'm gonna say image source. I want to go back, and then I'm gonna hit here and I'm gonna say avatar. Okay. I'm also going to give this a class of avatar, so I just can be control it a little bit more. Okay. Now let's work on the social sharing section. So I'm gonna create a div. I'm gonna give it a class of social sharing section, and I'm gonna have here. I'm gonna give this also a class of author info section. Okay, and in here I'm gonna create a header 3. I'm gonna say this is the social sharing section, just to make it easier for the reviewer to know which section I'm working on. And in here I'm gonna create an ordered list again. I'm gonna have here, let's say this is gonna be a link. I'm gonna create a link and I'm gonna say connect with me on. Of course, here in the specification, we clearly see that it has to have 3 links: Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. If you don't understand this specification or any other specification, I totally recommend that you go back to the previous video. In this previous video, you'll see a detailed lecture and explanation of each single specification. But in here, it clearly say that it has to have a Twitter link and Facebook link and the LinkedIn link. So over here, I'm gonna copy this 3 times. So I'm gonna have this another 2, and this I'm gonna have here on Twitter and here on Facebook and here on LinkedIn. Okay. Over here, I'm gonna create href of, let's say, http www.twitter.com, and over here I'm gonna create another href for Facebook. So I'm gonna go over here, www.facebook.com, and over here, of course, for the LinkedIn. Sorry, okay. href http. I'm gonna have here www.linkedin.com. Okay, awesome. Let's review this over here and see what is gonna be. Let's click on this. This should go okay. Over here we see all clickable links. This is John's avatar. Everything's working fine. Okay. So now we have finished with the HTML. Now let's go and work on the CSS. Okay. Okay, so now let's head to the CSS. Let's go to the HTML specification. And in here, in the second specification in the design section, it clearly states that you should have at least 3 unique properties in each selector. So I'm gonna, of course, implement the 4. Header, you should have links, quotes, and bold, italic, and underlined text. Okay, so I obviously have headers and links. Now I'm just gonna add the quotes. For example, I'm gonna go to the home page and I'm gonna put a quote copyrights on the entire footer. So I'm gonna put this, create here. Okay, done. Quote. Let's go and add another quotes in here in the social sharing section. Oops. Okay. Done. So we still need to add the bold, italic, and underlined text. Okay. Let's start with the underlined. Let's go to the post page, and in here I'm going to put the underline on the header. So over here I'm gonna create a new tag, and I'm gonna take the header and the blog. So I'm just gonna take this, create new tags, and put it like this. Okay. Now let's work on the italic. Let's make this John Smith italic. So I'm just gonna take this. I'm gonna make John Smith, and let's make developer also italic. Okay, awesome. For the underline, now let's make all of this also here. Let's make chord underlined. Sorry. Over here, let's make underlined. And let's copy this and paste it on all the chords. So over here, and we have this. So let's do the third chord. Oh, second chord. Okay. And now let's make third italic. Or let's make let's make this italic. Okay. I will go over here. Let's say I. And then I'm gonna take this. Gonna paste it over here. I'm gonna copy this and paste it in the entire 3 chords. Okay. This is amazing. Now let's work on the post. Let's make the post bold. So I'm gonna take this and paste it here, and taking this, oops, sorry, and paste it also here, and also right here. Let's make strong on click. Say strong on, it's right here, click, and I'm gonna take all of this, copy it and replace it with click, and let's refresh. Let's go back to the home page and see. We can see that this is underlined, this is italic, bold, both of them, underlined, italic, and it goes. Let's go to the post page, P, avatar, and let's make this strong, this should work. Okay, here it goes. Both of them are headers.